Hi there, I'm Tony Lee, and this is Hot Flasher, your daily menopause podcast that serves up fresh news, research, and wellness tips. I've built a daily news pipeline to find the latest on women's health and menopause research. Allow me to introduce my co-host Nykki, who handles the headlines. Take it away, Nykki.
Thanks, Tony. We've got some fascinating stuff today. You know what's maddening about menopause? It's not just one thing. It's like your body decides to throw a tantrum on multiple fronts simultaneously. Your brain gets foggy, your skin goes haywire, and sleep becomes this elusive thing you vaguely remember from your 30s. I've been looking at some recent research and expert interviews that tackle these three major symptoms head on. And honestly, the science behind what's happening is both more complex and more hopeful than I expected. Let me start with something that might surprise you about your skin. We tend to think of menopausal skin changes as just wrinkles and dryness, right? Estrogen drops, collagen decreases, skin ages. Simple story. Turns out it's way more interesting than that. Dr. Mirela Vega, she goes by Dr. Mimi Fee, is a chemist and former biotech executive who was recently interviewed on Not Your Mother's Menopause. Her background is in immunology and oncology, so she approaches skin from a completely different angle than most dermatologists. She talks about something called Skin Science 3.0, which treats your skin not as a surface to slather products on, but as a dynamic living system. Think about it. Your skin is actually your largest organ, and it's constantly responding to hormonal changes, environmental stress, and your immune system. During menopause, Dr. Mimi explains that your skin barrier function changes dramatically. That's why you might suddenly be breaking out like a teenager while simultaneously developing fine lines. Your skin is literally trying to figure out how to function in this new hormonal environment. What caught my attention was her point about the immune connection. When estrogen drops, it affects how your skin's immune cells behave. That can trigger inflammation, which shows up as breakouts, sensitivity, or that puffy, irritated look some women get. The practical takeaway? Stop treating menopausal skin with the same routine you used in your 20s. Your skin barrier needs different support now. That might mean gentler cleansers, more barrier repair ingredients, and definitely a different approach to breakouts than just drying them out with harsh treatments. Now, let's talk about your brain, because the research on cognitive symptoms during menopause just got a major boost. A new mixed method study published in the journal Menopause looked specifically at cognitive difficulties during the menopause transition. Not just, is brain fog real? We know it is. But what kind of intervention actually helps? The researchers found clear evidence for the need for psychosocial interventions targeted specifically at menopausal cognitive symptoms. This matters because for too long, women have been told that memory issues and brain fog are just part of getting older. But this study found that the cognitive changes in menopause are distinct and treatable. We're talking about specific interventions designed for the unique way hormonal changes affect thinking, memory, and concentration. The study used both quantitative measures and qualitative interviews with women going through the transition. What emerged was a picture of cognitive symptoms that are more nuanced than just, I can't remember where I put my keys. Women described changes in processing speed, word-finding difficulties, and trouble with complex problem solving. The encouraging part is that they're developing evidence-based interventions specifically for these issues. Not generic brain training or general mindfulness, targeted approaches that address the particular ways menopause affects cognition. And speaking of interventions, let's talk about sleep, because this is where everything connects. Dr. Mary Claire Harver recently interviewed sleep medicine specialist Dr. Andrea Matsumura about what she calls the sleep crisis in menopause. The title isn't hyperbolic. The data shows that poor sleep during perimenopause and menopause isn't just exhausting, It's dangerous. Dr. Matsumura explained how disrupted sleep during menopause is linked to increased cardiovascular disease risk, depression, anxiety, weight gain, and cognitive decline. See how this all connects? Your sleep problems might be contributing to your brain fog and even affecting your skin. But what really frustrated me, and apparently Dr. Matsumura too, is how women's sleep complaints have been minimized for decades. Women report sleep problems to their doctors and get told it's just part of aging, or they're given generic sleep hygiene advice that doesn't address hormonal factors. The conversation covered both insomnia and sleep apnea, which becomes much more common after menopause. When estrogen and progesterone drop, your upper airway becomes more collapsible, increasing sleep apnea risk. Meanwhile, the same hormonal changes that cause hot flashes disrupt your sleep architecture, the natural cycles of deep and REM sleep. Dr. Matsumura emphasized that this isn't just about being tired. Poor sleep during menopause creates a cascade of health problems. It affects your immune system, which connects back to those skin issues. It impairs memory consolidation, which connects to the cognitive symptoms. It dysregulates hormones that control appetite and metabolism. What's encouraging is that she offered concrete solutions beyond try melatonin and a sleep mask. She talked about hormone therapy specifically for sleep, the importance of sleep studies for women in midlife, and targeted treatments for menopausal insomnia. One thing that struck me across all three of these topics, skin changes, cognitive symptoms, and sleep disruption, is how interconnected they are. Your poor sleep affects your skin's ability to repair itself. Your cognitive symptoms might be worse when your sleep architecture is disrupted. Your skin inflammation might be related to the same immune changes affecting your brain. This is why I think the whole approach to treating menopausal symptoms needs to be more systematic. We can't just address the hot flashes and call it done. We need to look at the skin barrier, the sleep architecture, the cognitive changes, all as part of the same hormonal transition. I'm curious, what resonates most with your experience? Are you seeing connections between your sleep quality and your skin? Have you noticed that your brain fog is worse on nights when you don't sleep well?
Thanks for listening to Hot Flasher. We're back tomorrow with more, so don't forget to subscribe. See you tomorrow.